rush right into it.
Yes, it is.
How you feel?
I feel great.
You recording? Episode 18. Terry Blackman.
That's right.
My friend. You literally just showed up. 30 seconds later, I shuffle you into here. I haven't even opened my drink. And did I even say hello?
Yeah, you said
Oh my God, I didn't give you time to think about what we was doing. Are you early? I think you're early, ain't you?
Yeah, about 3 more minutes left.
Shit, we're doing good.
Oh, you're doing great.
Man, I'm so excited to have you here.
Me too, man. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we've been talking about it forever.
That's right.
But you disappeared. You like jumped off the face of the planet. And I mean, you took traveling to a whole nother level.
That's right.
And so, well, first of all, I want to start off by saying my bartender, and I seem to start off a lot of stories with my bartender. And I don't know if that's an indication of who I am or just some of my habits. I'm not real sure. I hope it doesn't sound bad. But my bartender said, you have got to stop cutting everybody off.
Oh,
No
wow.
shit. I don't do it on purpose. I just have a shitty habit. It was great constructive criticism.
Right.
But when she said it tonight, I was like, damn it, you're going to try harder. But, you know, people don't realize when they're doing it. Is it a skill? Is it a habit? Okay, so it's a bad habit, and bad habits are hard.
They're hard to break.
Yeah, they're hard to break. But I'm going to practice.
Right.
So I'm going to encourage you that if you have something to say, just go, shh. So that's out of the way.
Okay.
I want to introduce you,
Okay.
or I'll let you introduce yourself, because you kind of fascinate the shit out of me. We've been friends for,
About a decade now.
well, yeah, going on 7-8 years. And I say friends because of work.
Yep.
We just hit it off at work. I kind of just fell in love with your personality and who you are as a person.
Yes.
I don't know anyone that isn't happy
Right.
to be around you, because dude, you just put off, and that's hopefully something that we can go into tonight, because either you, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I've been trying to define happiness, joy. Those are two different things.
Right.
And I've heard somebody say, don't worry so much about happiness. Those are moments in time. But joy is something that you can kind of strive for on a consistent basis.
Oh man. Yes, you can.
So, and I think if we can remember to go back to that, if I ever want to talk to you about anything, it's just your enthusiasm for fucking life,
Yep.
food,
Fun.
people, fun. You don't wait for it to happen. You're just like, there's a county fair 6 states over in some random county that I've never heard of, but they got this special corn on the cob. Just something weird. And it just blows my mind that this isn't what you do for a living. Although traveling now is what you do for a living, but
Right.
not for the public.
Right.
And I'm going to shut up and let you talk. But you can tell me who you are, where you're from, what you do. Fill us in. Terry Blackman, I will say that, though.
Right.
Episode 18.
Episode 18.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm Terry Blackman, born and raised in Antioch, Tennessee.
Antioch.
Yeah, 38 years old. Recently left Nissan.
Yep.
Great job, but hey, I want to see the world and travel the world, so that's what I did.
Well, and so you were already doing that on some level.
Right, yeah.
It was not uncommon for you. So what was your schedule at Nissan? Because you've done it all at Nissan. You started at the bottom.
Yep.
Worked your way up.
Yep.
Decided, fuck that, come back down. By the way, nobody does that voluntarily.
No.
Most people get in those positions and they just become miserable and, you know.
Stressed. And
Yeah, because people don't know what responsibility is until they actually get it. And you're a smart one. You're like, you know what? Nah, not for me. There's no amount of money. You know, once it comes to, anyways, you get what I'm saying. So you came back down. It's like, you know what? No, I just want to work. You know,
That's it.
And you did that. It was such an unusual curve because people just don't do that voluntarily. They're forced in well, actually, most people get to ride it out for the rest of their life and just terrible managers from that point forward. But you've done it all.
I've done it all. Yeah.
And realized, no, I really want more out of life.
Yeah, I went to supervising, to engineering. I wasn't happy.
No, and you know what? And people think something's wrong with us.
Right.
Because we jump from one thing to the next.
That's it.
But I don't believe there's anything wrong with us.
No.
I believe if you're not satisfied, vine to vine, just keep swinging from vine to vine. You know what I mean? The world is a jungle, and by God, you just got to find out. I think that's what makes us. I don't know. I think that's one thing that makes me so happy is that I'm not afraid to go from one thing to the next.
No, and that's what makes us unique. You know, it's hard to find people that want to jump and actually do something. Yeah.
Well, you're also in a unique situation because I don't know how single you are, and I don't know how much of I don't know if we can even talk about your love life, relationship life, because you're kind of pretty private about it.
Right.
You know, when you're very open about your life, but then you keep some ambiguity there. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming you got what the spin it. I don't even want to talk about spinning plates, but I would imagine there are you have plenty of options with the life you live. So maybe that's why you're so private. And I don't know if you have anybody serious right now, do you?
No,
okay,
nobody serious.
Smart, man. That's when the right one comes along. The right one comes along.
That's right.
Until then, we just here to satisfy each other temporarily, and that's life, right?
That's right.
So I was kind of just filling out work because we haven't talked about what we was going to talk about, and I didn't know what's private and what's not because but man, you just going from one thing to the other. Now you went off. During COVID, you took the time during COVID to completely change careers.
Yep.
What do you do now?
So I think it was March 19th of 2020.
It's when it all
took place.
Matter of fact, me and you was hanging out March 17th of 2020.
That's
2019, wasn't we?
2019, yeah.
Yeah, that's when we was hanging out. Yeah, St. Patty's Day. That's a good time, by the way.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that this was going to take place a year later.
Nobody knows. Go ahead.
Yeah, so March 19th, 2020, the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And I was still upset and not satisfied, not happy at Nissan. I was like, man, I got to do something. Well, they had said, well, we're going to be off for 2 weeks. And I was like, I already been looking at truck driving. So I was like, well, of course, it's 3 weeks. I can go for 2, take my vacation for the 3rd, get my CDLs, see what Nissan going to do. Yeah, that quick.
That's awesome.
So I didn't waste no time. We got off that Thursday afternoon. Friday, I went and got to school in Murfreesboro at United Trucking School. Yeah. And I started right away that Monday.
Never drove a truck in your life?
Never drove a truck in my life. Yeah, scared, nervous, all that, thrilled, all that.
Well, I went and got my CDLs too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, years and years ago, and I'd driven equipment my whole life, but I'd never went to a school.
Right.
So I just showed up to get my CDLs, and I had no idea what to expect. I almost failed the class, or failed the course, because I honestly didn't know how to use the clutch.
Right, you got double clutch.
Yeah, I just never used the clutch. Once I get it rolling, you just float through the gears. Yeah. And I believe it or not, actually, every vehicle I've ever owned, I just do that for whatever reason. It's not necessary, but in a big truck, it's definitely much easier to shift without a clutch. And it was a requirement. He said, if you can't use a clutch, and that's what I did. You hear double clutch in your whole life, and that's literally what it is. Clunk, clunk. And I was sitting there during the test trying to figure out, okay, there it is. How embarrassing to show up for a CDL test and not even know how. It's the complete opposite of what people think. The people are probably thinking, "Oh, you don't know how to let off a clutch." No, I didn't know how. I know how to use a clutch.
Right.
But to go from first gear to 12th or 15th or whatever gears you got in that transmission, I couldn't. It wasn't a very smooth process using the clutch. Like the synchronizers in the transmission's weird.
And the numbers are different. The layout compared.
Well, I'm used to that. I'm so used to shifting through 1 through 6, 6 through or 7 through 12, or whatever the sequence is. So that was normal to me because I'd owned a couple semis in my life because I'd moved mobile homes and stuff. But I just did it illegally. I never had a license.
Right.
But at the time, I was like, shit, I'm gonna get sued. I need to get a license. So I did. I went and got a license for that. But you went to the school.
Went to the school.
Never been in a big truck in your life.
Never been in a truck in my life.
And it had to be terrifying.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I'm about to do this.
53-foot trailer.
Yep, 53-foot trailer.
That's intimidating.
Yeah.
I was assuming things were probably automatics by this point.
Oh yeah, everything's automatic now.
Is it? To this? Okay, so it is automatic.
But
did you learn with a stick?
I learned with a stick.
Okay, cool.
First day in school, I haven't been there 15 minutes. They said, Terry, come with us. You're driving today. I was like, driving today? I just started, first day. And here we are, jumping in this big old truck, 53-footer. Got to switch the gears, and I'm going through Murfreesboro traffic. You know how Murfreesboro traffic is. So, yeah. I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
It's intimidating.
So
that was your very first day?
Very first day.
Never shifted gears in a big truck before. Never driven a big truck.
Never.
And they take you to the middle of Murfreesboro.
Yep.
Well, I guess ultimately, Brennan, I guess that's the way I did it. Brennan never drove a stick before.
Oh, wow.
And that Jeep out there, where was the first place you ever drove it?
Down Church Street.
Where's your microphone? Is it on?
Nope, it's off. Sorry.
Yeah. down Church Street, which is
Yep, it was
intimidating.
scary.
Like I don't know, was that at Hardee's?
Yeah, we went to Hardee's and back.
Yeah, I was like, here, you're driving.
About every time I
And he's like,
talked.
what? You put them in the hard shit first
Yep.
and hope you survive, and shit, everything's pretty easy after that.
It's funny. That's how my mom taught me how to drive a manual transmission.
Yeah,
We were
just throw
coming-
you in there.
We were coming back from Nashville to Antioch, and
Yeah.
we're in she had a stick shift at the time.
Yeah.
She's like, "Tell you driving. I can't drive today." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
15 years old. Hey,
It's the best way to learn, especially because you don't give you time to think about it. If I would have said, Brennan, you're going to be driving at 4 o'clock today, hell, he would have been so fucking psyched out.
Yeah.
He would have not been able to do it. And yeah, we killed it a few times, and it's just part of it.
Right.
But it's like fight or flight takes over, and you just can. I don't know what to call it. I just think it's the best way to learn. Like a lot of people just throw people in the water and teach them how to swim. I didn't do them like that, but yeah, I think it's the best way. So, anyways, you get your license.
Mm-hmm.
You quit Nissan.
Yep.
Yeah, like, how long was it from the time you took vacation? Did you even never go back to Nissan?
I never went back.
Did you have a bunch of time saved up?
No. So what happened was I took the 2 weeks, and the government shut down even longer and closed up a lot of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So it ended up going from 2 weeks off to having 2 months off.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. So every chance I got, I went ahead and went through school, graduated, and then I went and got hired on. I said, well, maybe I get some experience, see if I like it or not. If I don't like it, I come back to Nissan, nobody knows. I got out there and started seeing the world and the country. I was like, oh my God, I like this. This is me.
So you went long haul.
Long haul.
That
Over
there
the
was
road.
no choice, was there?
No.
You want to what's going to take me the furthest?
Yep.
So, was it hard to find a company that did that, or
No.
pretty easy?
Pretty easy, yeah.
I'd say for long haul, maybe it's a little bit. Actually, I think when you get into trucking, a lot of drivers probably like, I want to be a long haul driver.
Well, a lot of them want to be local now. It's changed.
Now, yeah. Especially if you've driven for a little while.
Mm-hmm. So
I love to drive,
Yep.
and I've never driven long haul trucking.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a dually and stuff, and I've hauled shit all over the country, snowmobile trailers, race car trailers, and I loved it.
oh yeah.
I just got bored. I guess it was the whole reason I ended up in Chicago.
Right.
I was bored. Had my own business, and my wife and Brennan wasn't born, so this was like in 2000. Yeah, it was probably in 2000.
Right.
My buddy was telling me about these campers that they made in Elkhart, Indiana. And he was like, you can haul these campers and all over the country, get paid. I was like, oh, I can do that. So the guy that was working for me at the time, I was like, you want to go haul some campers? And so we jumped in my dually, went up to Elkhart, got it certified because I had to do a lot of stuff to make it DOT certified.
Oh man.
Replace the windshield, fire extinguisher,
Yeah.
things that I wasn't aware of that you to get certified. So, and it wasn't campers, but I ended up getting with this company that made snowmobile trailers.
Oh wow.
So for, I don't know, a couple months, I mean, for the first 2-3 weeks, I think I drove 5,000 miles, never turned the key off. Wow, I was going up from Rhode Island to Rapid City, South Dakota, just back and forth, and I was having a blast.
Yep.
We came back to Tennessee, took the back seat out, and built a bunk bed
Oh man.
up level with the window, so your feet and head would just barely touch. So we had a sleeper, and he'd drive 400 miles, and I'd drive 400 miles, and just bullshit in between, and had a blast.
Man, it's a
And
love.
that's how I ended up. My wife got tired of waiting on me, so she was like, I'm going to visit my parents, which was just outside of Chicago. And I was like, yeah, cool, awesome. And then I seen her, and I was like, you want to just move up here? And yeah. And that's how we did it. We just moved up. I sold out my part of the business and left.
Wow.
And so anyways, I mean, everybody I talk to, I seem to have some story that connects with their life. And so I don't know if it's how you get your stories out. How people get to know you, so you tell something that reminds me of my life. And anyways, those stories could go on forever, but so big over the road trucking. What do you haul?
I haul everything.
Everything.
From beer to cereal to stuff for Walmart.
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, but
You name it.
so when you go, do you have any time to spend? Like, how do you get to experience the places you go? Because I thought about doing what you did, but I thought, well, you're only there for a minute. Because once I had a CD, I was like, shit, I'll start driving over the road. But it seemed like everywhere I'd haul bricks.
Yep.
Or I'd haul steel, like rolled steel.
Oh, yeah.
Like to make for stamping.
Yep.
You ever seen those those?
Yeah, I haul those
Which
too.
those are scary to haul because if their chain ever broke, it'd just kill you because it'd just roll right through it. Yeah, it scared me hauling that stuff. But I didn't do it because every time I got somewhere, we're literally talking about 2 weeks
Right.
worth of hauling for me. Because I just had the license. I was making money. I thought, hey, I can
try
make
it
a
out.
few bucks. But yeah, it wasn't for me because as soon as I get there, you had to turn around and go somewhere else.
That's right.
So have you figured out a way to enjoy yourself?
Yes, I have. So,
Well, I want to say back then there wasn't anything like Uber wasn't a thing.
no, Uber wasn't a thing.
So that's why, I mean, you can't park a big truck and experience anything.
No.
Taxis weren't really a thing unless you're in a big city. So I guess, is that what you're using is Uber?
Uber and Lyft. Yeah, and I use Trucker Path.
What's that? Is that a new?
It's a new app. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah,
So it's you're more mobile.
More mobile. Trucker Path gives you all the latest parking spots.
No
it's-
shit.
Yeah. Even the little mom and pop hole in the wall gas stations you can park at. So.
I need that app for my RV.
Yes, sir.
No shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't like paying for places in my RV.
Right.
Call me a tightwad. I don't care. I just don't see any reason to pull into a place and have to pay for 3 or 4 hours of sleep and then
Right,
heading out. So that's an app I can get from my RV.
That's right.
Or would they allow my RV?
Oh,
you
yeah, I
think?
see RVs there.
Okay, cool. So I got to get that before I leave. Brendan, don't let me forget. Trucker Pass.
Yep.
We probably just pissed off the whole trucking community. You son of a bitch, that was a secret. There's going to be 40 fucking RVs sitting there. Oh, shit. Maybe I'll bleep that out. But
the good part, Loves has a RV park now.
You're right.
Yeah.
I use it.
Yeah,
I've used it several times. It's great.
I
Yeah.
love Loves.
So you get to a place. So you got a broker or whoever? Well, you're working for a company that's
Right.
got you scheduled.
That's right.
So you have a schedule. You know where you're going to be and how long you're going to be there. Like a
It's,
layover.
24-hour notice, pretty much. Sometimes I drop a load off and I'll find out where I'm going as soon as I drop that load off.
Okay.
So
Okay. Shit, how are you capitalizing on the time that you have? I guess with all the technology, you can say, well, I'm here for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. Is that how you do it?
sometimes if I'm here for 3 hours, I say, hey, I can get a lift here, check out some food,
Yeah.
come back. Well, where it comes in that you got a 70-hour work week, a 70-hour clock.
Okay.
After I reach 70 hours, you got to take 34 hours off. That's when I was like, okay, I'm here. I'm in Chicago. What can I do in Chicago? And then I take off. Yeah,
How many hours do you have to take off?
34.
Oh, this is brilliant.
Yeah. So I rent a car most of the time.
Uh-oh. What are you reaching for? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's luck of the draw, which is
Luck of the draw,
cool.
Which is cool. Every day is luck of the draw. Like you never
Okay.
know.
Well, I love that. I love that because I've always said the best plan's no plan.
Yep,
I
that's
hate
me.
itineraries.
I hate that.
So my wife is the same way. When we go somewhere, we don't want to know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We're leaving Wednesday to go to Miami.
Right.
I have no idea what we're doing.
That's best way.
No clue.
That's
We'll get
what-
there, talk to the locals,
Yep.
which I could ask you.
Oh yeah.
When I go to I need to talk to you. Like, it doesn't matter where I'm thinking about going.
Mm-hmm.
You know something that's organic to the area, something that's local.
Yeah.
And got a mute for that thing.
Yeah, I got it.
Right. So you know areas that are unique.
Mm-hmm.
You've turned me on to so many places in Nashville that I thought I knew Nashville. I
Right.
knew nothing about Nashville.
Yeah.
And you've turned me on to so many amazing little hole in the wall. They weren't a secret to certain individuals like yourself.
Right.
Like, these places were packed, lines out the door.
Yep.
But
Nobody knows.
nobody knows. It's really wild, isn't it? It's almost like you're a part of a secret little club.
Right.
I mean, I got turned on to Mexican corn. I'd never had it before in my life.
And now it's-
Mexican street corn.
Yep.
Thanks to you.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, it was life changing. Hell, I make it now.
Yeah.
It was so incredible. And the first time I ever ate it, I thought, what the fuck am I eating? Like, this is so unusual.
Right.
And I finished it, but then after a week or two,
had
there's
a
something.
craving.
Yes, and now I'm addicted to it. And I found it had mayonnaise, it had all kinds of stuff in it.
Oh yeah.
But that's you. That's your whole life,
That's it.
and you don't get tired of it.
Every day.
You think, okay, I mean, there's a lot to go into.
Yep.
But I am truly fascinated with, you don't get tired of it.
I'm always looking for another place or another creative idea or somewhere to go. Just
You're
exciting,
just chasing
fun.
something. And trucking ain't the end. It's just
No.
a chapter in your life.
So I'm using trucking as a tool to get where I'm trying to go in life. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you just, God, well, it's easier for you than it is me. I'm going to make excuses because I have a family.
Right.
And I come up with so many ideas. People are like, oh, I thought you would be sailing around the world by now. Oh, I thought you was living in your RV. I'm like, look, those were ideas that I've had
Right.
that I was more than ready to commit to. Convinced this is what I'm going to do. But it takes a little longer to convince your entire family
That's right.
that they want to be a part of it. So, I mean, they are truly supportive.
Right.
if I say I'm going to do whatever, they're like, well, I'm going to miss you, Dad, or honey, I'm going to miss you. And it's like, no one tries to hold me back, ever. But I don't want to do it alone. You know, I want to share my experiences. So I do come up with all these. So you and I are a lot alike, but
We are, yeah.
I can't expect my entire family to just drop everything and do it.
And that's the advantage I have. So I don't have a family right now.
Yeah.
That of my own. So.
Well, I mean, now they will drop everything and go wherever I ask for a short amount of time.
Right.
Right. 2 weeks, they'll go anywhere. Maybe even a month. I had this idea. I was like, okay, we can live in our Jeep. I was like, we can drive all the way to the tip of South America. And it was going to take, I forget how long this road was, but people do it in a year.
Oh, wow.
Right? In a year. And I thought, we can do it in 6 months. Like, that was a sales pitch. You know, if we can just quit our jobs for 6 months, put the house up for rent. We already rented one house. Let's rent this one for 6 months. And literally, I think I have them convinced.
Right.
And I'm wondering if they were all like, yeah, let's go do it. I might say, whoa. Maybe I would check it out. But as long as someone is resisting me, it's like I keep pushing. You know what I mean? Maybe that's it. If they could ever figure out how to call me on my bluff, maybe I'd back up. But I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't, because I'm really ready to do whatever. I don't know what happened with that story, but anyways, it just literally goes from one thing to the next. And then, hell, that's how I bought the damn RV. Literally just sitting there. It was the day of my dad's funeral.
Oh, man.
No bullshit. I was sitting there just kind of looking at. I look at RVs and sailboats and all this stuff. Hell, I've already bought both. And the day of his funeral, I call a buddy of mine, and I was like, man, where do you buy your RVs at?
Right.
Because he buys them wrecked, and, you know, actually he doesn't typically buy RV. He buys the ones you pull.
Okay.
Goosenecks. And he was like, man, listen, this is what he said. Man, you ought to buy mine. He's real country. And I was like, nah, I can't afford it. And he gave me a price, and I said, I got to go to my dad's funeral, and then I'm coming to your house right after. And literally left the funeral, went straight out there and bought the RV, and that was that.
See, that's what
he gave us an amazing deal. He really, really did. I don't know. And I don't know if he just, for whatever reason, I got a good deal. And what do you think about it, Brennan?
About the RV or
Yeah.
the dome?
The RV.
It's absolutely unbelievable. It's amazing.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
We love it. We love it. Anyways, so I've been excited about talking to you because you're doing what I fantasize about.
Right.
And part of me, like, God, I can't even talk about all the things that I'd like to do.
Right.
Literally, if you could see the email I was sending today, and I never sent it. I was typing this email out. And I don't want to keep going because I want to give you a chance. But I think a lot of it is that I'm always seeking, and I have this desire to do these different things.
Right.
Because life is so short, and I want to capitalize on every second of it.
That's right.
Doing something new, and people think something's wrong with me.
No.
And but here's you doing it.
Yeah.
And I a lot of people fake it. A lot of people fake being happy.
Right.
And I don't think that's sustainable without some kind of drug, and even that's not sustainable. No. And you genuinely seem to be I got to say, probably the happiest person I know.
Right.
You're constantly stimulated. I've never seen you in a bad mood.
No.
I believe without a shadow of a doubt you have them. You have bad moments.
Right.
You just don't share it publicly.
No, I'm just trying to find a way to keep going.
Man, I think I want to talk about that. I think that's something I'd love to go into is you have bad days.
Right.
No one knows about them.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows about your bad days.
No.
I would love to know more about them because the thing is that people think you're fucked up.
Right. Yep.
I'm not going to lie.
They're like, why are you so happy? Like,
I know, because it's unrelatable. But the truth is, there has to be some kind of balance.
Yep.
I just don't think it's possible to be as happy as you are all the time.
Right.
And I've never... And I guess people see that about me as well. But I'm a little more open on here. I'm like, you know what? I have fucking shitty days. I just don't talk about it. And if I'm having a bad day, I'd lie and say, no, everything's great.
Everything's great. Yeah.
And I don't know, because everybody has shitty days, and I don't want to dump my problems on them.
No, no.
Who do you dump your problems on? That's the question. Do you have anybody?
Yeah. So I talk to my mom and dad, but mostly nature. Like, if I can go out to a nice body of water, nice trees, nice outline, I just sit there and relax. Yeah. Or jump on a motorcycle and take off, or the boat. You know, that's my outlets, and that brings me so much joy.
God bless. Are you a role model for how human beings? You know what I mean? But here's the difference. You don't have kids.
No.
That you know of.
No.
Okay. Can you have kids?
Yeah. I got
Okay. So I didn't know if that was a thing.
Oh,
Sorry
no.
to be so transparent, though.
No, you fine.
Okay. Do you have a desire to have kids?
Yeah.
Okay. Just not ready yet.
Not ready yet.
So you're in an advantage. You have a huge advantage, and sorry, females, but men have a huge advantage in this aspect.
Yes,
Females have a huge advantage early in life. Men, be patient.
Yep.
Your time is coming.
That's right.
We get sweeter with age. We really, really do. So it's just biology. It's the way it is.
That's it.
Maybe it's God designed it that way because men are so immature younger.
Right.
You know? Women have us by 10 years.
They do.
Right.
They're way more advanced than us at a young age.
Yeah, which is a good news for men in the long run because, it's you still have something to be desired. If we didn't fuck it all up in our first 10 years, because we have the potential to destroy any potential
Anything.
early in life. But if we're lucky enough to kind of survive and not do catastrophic damage to our reputation and the people around us, friendships and family, then we have a lot to offer through our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s.
Right.
That guy I was writing an email to was 88 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't want to tell this story, but this guy just blows my mind.
Man.
He is like what I think people should strive to be.
Yeah.
And he dedicated his entire life. I would say from 1968 until today, he's still going. And he dedicated his life to giving back.
Right.
To he's in conservation. He's an architect. Anyway, long story short, I was writing this guy an email. I was like, I got to meet you. By the way, can I turn the fan on?
It's fine.
Is it warm in here? It's fine. Well, there's been no quiet moments here. We've been rolling right into it, and I kind of want to stay on this trajectory.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to figure you out.
Right.
Because you're such an we're so similar, but dude, you have me by a mile. No bullshit. I mean, you look at me, and that's funny because you look at me and think I've got it figured out, and I look at you. But how many conversations have we had about
just getting up and doing it? Leaving,
yeah.
Chasing your dreams.
Photographing it.
Yeah.
And at least you're photographing it. You're documenting. It doesn't have to be $10,000 cameras. You're doing the same thing with your cell phone.
Yeah.
And honestly, the iPhone is so good now. I don't even think you'd want to use anything else. Wow. But it doesn't capture your personality.
No, it doesn't capture that.
I see the pictures, and I know the attitude that is associated with the photo. But I would love to see more of Terry. But it's hard, ain't it? It's hard to turn the camera on and hit record.
I'm dealing with you dealing with before. You said I hate being in front of the camera, but it's like I got to get out there and do that now. So it's like, I can take it to a whole nother level if I can do that.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
You probably never met a stranger.
No.
You can walk up to a group of Titan cheerleaders.
Yeah.
No fear.
No fear.
But the moment you turn a camera on and say, "My name's Terry. This is where I'm at. It's what I'm doing."
Oh, man.
It's hard. Ain't it?
It's hard.
And so I can completely relate to that. I have to act like there's not even cameras here. I kind of forget that they're here. It was really difficult for me to do this in the very beginning. I really struggled. Episode 1 was a complete fucking bomb, and I left it.
Right.
And if you ever only see the first episode, you're gonna be like, "This guy sucks," because I was nervous. But I'm 18 episodes in now. Well, 17 and a half, and I feel like I'm finding my way.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm trying to become a better communicator and take the feedback that people give me, because I do hear the same complaint a lot.
Right.
Nathan, shut up. Let them finish their thought. And that's actually every human's problem. We cut each other off.
Oh, yeah.
But when it's recorded, it's really obvious. And when somebody's invested and can't say a word, they're listening to a podcast for an hour or 3 hours long.
Right.
You become invested in the conversation, and you understand that you can't intervene. So you're just sitting there listening.
That's right.
And you want to hear what one person has to say. And when Nathan jumps in, I'm sure it's very aggravating for a listener. So I am consciously making the effort to do better.
Okay.
I don't know if I've been successful tonight.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You think so?
I think
well,
so.
all my guests say, "Oh, you're fine," but my listeners say, "No, shut the fuck up." It is just my nature, but I'm practicing. It's going to take a few hundred episodes, and we'll get there.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if I'll make it that far. I was committed to doing how many episodes was I going to do? 52. I guess 52. I was committed to doing a year.
Okay.
And then see how it goes after that.
Hey.
I just wanted to commit to something, and then reevaluate after it's over with. But as long as I'm having fun, and this is my fucking problem.
Uh-huh.
One thing, it goes from one thing to the next with me,
Right.
and I have the ability to literally link and chain
All
100. Yeah, everything's connected to me. So I think that's really my biggest problem is once I get to talking, it doesn't fucking end.
Right.
So I'm going to shut up because that was going to go somewhere. And good, I'm going to be quiet. And I want to go back to, I don't know, what you're doing now. I kind of want to go into more detail about it.
Okay.
So we were talking about Ubering. And
Uber and Lyft.
so what's your favorite thing about traveling?
Just new experiences, seeing new sights. You know?
Okay, sites.
Yep.
I think food's pretty
Food's
close.
number one.
Okay. Okay, so give me an order. Give me an order of what you enjoy most about the traveling you're doing.
The food. I enjoy the food. I enjoy the scenery. You know,
Yeah.
the historical type sites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do get invested in the history.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just learning about it. You do a lot of the tours, or how do you find out about the history? Do you get to a place and start Googling about it?
Start Googling about
or do you ever jump on like a tour?
A little bit of both. So I
Yeah.
Google about it, and it's something I've been wanting to see since I was a child. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I'm here. I can do it now.
Yeah.
And I Google it, look for the information, and then I find the information. And I'm like, all right. So I found a way to get there, either rent a car, Uber, or Lyft, or a taxi sometimes, you know. And
Okay, so what's your favorite place so far?
oh, that's a tough one.
In the U.S., how many states have you seen so far? I think you're missing 1 or 2 states, right?
One state.
One state.
Yeah.
Alaska?
Maine.
Maine?
Yeah, Maine.
I've been to Maine. Haven't I been to Maine? No, I've been to Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, yeah.
Maine's right above it, ain't it?
Yep.
Or have I been to Maine?
You got Rhode Island, Vermont right there. And then
I've been to Vermont. I've been to Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Shit, I feel like I've been to Maine. I'll have to ask my wife because I think she rode with me up to Maine one time.
Wow.
And what's funny about this story, and I'm going to jump in.
Yep.
See, I told you it just goes from one thing to the next. So I'd been traveling 80, 94, a bunch on the, east and west.
yep.
Yeah, through Pennsylvania, going up to Maine and stuff. And I kept seeing a billboard that said, and this is almost embarrassing. You got to remember, I was only like 22 years old, though. I kept seeing billboards that said, visit Niagara Falls.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, how? I thought that's in another country.
No.
Well, it is. Like the best part is. And so my wife, I was like, we should go see where that is. And I thought, wow, I was fascinated. It was in the United States. So here we go. I dropped this load off.
Yep.
And the next day we're driving back. We're coming through Vermont. It was snow. It was so beautiful.
Man.
It was amazing. And we find our way up through it. And I realized, we got to go to Canada. Well, I'd never been out of the country.
Right.
I had no idea what customs was like. And excuse me.
All right.
They pull up and they're asking all these questions. You have guns, knives, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm from Tennessee. I had no idea I was coming through. There is no telling what you may find in this truck.
Right.
But I don't have anything, intentionally illegal. There's definitely not a gun, but definitely knives. But they were cool. They let me in. And, man, it was amazing. We had an amazing experience. It was actually harder to get back in the United States.
Yes, and it is going.
Yeah. And now you couldn't do it without a passport.
Man. No, because I tried and
wouldn't
everything's
let
shut
you?
down now. But yeah,
Yeah.
they wouldn't let me. I said, oh, man.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I think I did go to Maine, though. I'll have to ask my wife.
Yeah.
There was some trailer I had to haul up there. But that was right before we decided to move to Chicago. So, Maine's the only place you haven't seen?
So the only place I haven't seen. I've been to all 47 inside the U.S.
What are you excited about in Maine?
I want to get there to see have a fresh lobster.
That's what I was going to say. It had to be a lobster.
Got to be a lobster.
Yeah, has to be a lobster. Man, what type of year would you want to go there? Cold or warm?
I think warm.
Yeah,
like
I think it'd be
spring.
warm. I imagine the coast is pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the Bay.
God, Maine lobster. So you've seen every state except for one. Have you experienced every state?
Yep. I had ate, slept, and done activities in each state.
I seen you posted something about that. You didn't feel like you had experienced it unless you did those 3 things. Okay, so this is what I'm curious about: meaningful conversation and relationships.
Yep.
In all of these states, do you feel like you are able to do that?
Oh yeah.
Do you feel like you've made connections everywhere you go?
Yeah, it's been a little bit harder due to COVID, but I try to still maintain and talk to people, build relationships.
Yeah.
And then when I go back, oh man, Terry, that guy is real cool. Yeah. And they bring me in and we all hang out. Man, it's nice.
You got family everywhere you go.
Yeah, everywhere I go.
I don't know anybody that doesn't love you.
Right.
No, you know what I mean? Look,
Yeah.
You could say everybody has friends, but I don't know anyone that doesn't just love you.
Right.
And that's why I would love to see you share that. Like, I mean, honestly, some people are going to call bullshit. They're going to be like, there ain't no fucking way this guy's this happy. And I get it. I don't blame you. Mm-mm. But I'm telling you, you found some kind of way. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You're privileged.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Emotionally, physically, mentally, the way you was raised. Something about you, you're just lucky as shit to have the outlook that you have on life.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel privileged as well. But, man, you've taken it to a whole nother level.
And then, like, when I walk in a room and somebody's always talking about that one person, I'm like, where they at? So I'll go over there and I'll introduce myself, and then I'll try to hang out and loosen them up a little bit. Next thing I know, man, we best friends. We hanging out. And they're like, how'd you do that to that guy? How'd you come around? Like,
no drugs.
No drugs.
Damn it.
Just come with me. Let's go hang out. Yeah.
Well, I got so I didn't know you very long. I just kind of I had met you a handful of times. You always, man, honestly, dude, I wish people could have the chance to actually get to know you, because it didn't take me long to feel honestly instantly.
Yeah.
I could say I was instantly comfortable with you.
Oh yeah.
If and I think, was you ever bullied as a kid?
No.
Never.
Never.
Okay. But for some reason you have a big heart for people that may be insecure or whatever. And that's what you were describing. Not that I was ever insecure or anything, but I instantly recognized you never, ever make anyone feel less than.
No.
If anyone feels down on themselves, you're lifting them up. And that's something that I think I unconsciously try to do. I like people to feel good about themselves, but you always just outdo everybody in that. You know what I mean? So I can look at you, and I'm just, I admire you in that way. You just, and I think you do it because you enjoy what it feels like to make somebody feel good. So in a way, you're almost doing it for selfish reasons. You could say, Would you be honest? Okay, yeah,
it's like going to find some of the hottest food in the area, you know. And I'm eating them. Oh, this food is amazing. But if I see somebody change, that does so much to me.
It's special, ain't it? It's well, you know. Okay, that's really good. So that's the stuff in psychology that I tend to dabble in, the hormones that we release when these things happen. And man, I wish people knew that life can be so much easier.
Okay.
if you could just practice putting yourself out there to be judged. And that's what you're doing every moment. You throw yourself out in front of everybody and say, judge me. Good luck.
Yep.
But you do it in a way, and I think that's something that I think I'm still developing to this day, which is charisma. And it's the most powerful thing in the world. Do I have a dog one in here?
That's another thing. I got a thing with dogs, too.
You do? Yeah, they love you?
Oh yeah.
Do they? Well, I can tell. Well, you should put off such a good vibe, and I ain't here trying to jerk you off. And you know, I'm just. I wanted people to get to know Terry.
Right.
You genuinely, and I like I say, I'm not trying to. I'm trying to wrap my fucking head around it.
Yep.
To be honest, because I feel like I have 60 to 70% of what you got. But
you got it.
Have you ever heard of Pareto's principles?
No.
Okay, so it's the 80-20 rule. I think it's Pareto or it's Price's Law. Price's Law is something different. Pareto's principle is the 80-20 rule.
Right.
And so it's easy to get 80% of the knowledge or technique or skill in anything, but that last 20%, you'll spend the rest of your life getting it.
Right.
So basically it takes 20% of your effort to gain 80% of the experience or skill or whatever you're practicing. So 20% of the effort to get 80% of the knowledge. Takes 80% of the effort to gain that last little 20%.
Oh, wow.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So anyways, I was a really insecure kid growing up, and it's taken me all my life to develop what I guess could be classified as my charisma.
Right.
You know? And I had to put myself out there and look like a fool a bunch of times. But I learned once you own it, and you don't give a fuck.
No, you just got to go. Yeah.
And now it's to the point that if someone, actually people wouldn't. At this point, people may privately talk shit about me, but they wouldn't do it in front of me.
No.
You know what I mean? Because once you've accepted that this is who I am, I like me, people are just cool with that. They're just like, yeah. Because a lot of people are afraid to be nice.
They are. Yeah.
Because they're afraid because they think it's a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And really
I think it's a form of strength. That's what I look at it.
It's the most powerful form of strength. It's the most, when I say powerful, it's powerful to witness it, to see, oh, this person genuinely just wants to be good.
That's it.
And they're happy. So I didn't know if you was ever bullied as a kid and you're like, you know what, fuck that.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna take. And I didn't know. No. I didn't know. So what do you think? Why do you think? Do you think you're yeah, are you mentally retarded in a good way? You know what I mean? Are you blessed in that way that you were just born happy? Do you think you was always this happy?
I was asking myself that, like, man, am I mentally something wrong? Like, why am I always so happy? And I'm
glad you asked that. Yeah. I'm glad because was there a turning point, or is it just who you've always been?
It's who I've always been. My mom, when I was little, always like pushed it on me. Be nice.
Okay, so you've been influenced.
Yeah. Yeah. So I listened when I was younger, and I was like, wow.
Now, how about this? Mm-hmm. So parents tell kids to do shit all the time.
Right.
That don't fucking mean shit.
No, because my other brothers, they're totally different compared to me.
Really? Okay, so who was your mom in public?
She was that person.
She was nice.
Happy. Still that.
So do you think that played a big influence on who you are?
Oh, yeah. Her.
So you seen that?
Yeah, her and my grandfather. He was the same way.
Yeah, just very social.
Yep, very social. Yep. Happy all the time.
That's awesome. So it really stuck with you. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess. So I have 3 boys, so I can speak from experience. They're all 3 differently, and I raise them all 3 differently. But I'm the same person 100% of the time. But the way I negotiate with them is different, and we talk about how it's different because they're just fucking different.
Right.
But I guess the example I want to set for them is the most important thing to me. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm conscious of how I interact with other human beings in public. I don't guess I'm conscious all the time, but when they're with me, I think about those things.
Oh, yeah.
If someone disrespects me, I make a point to show them how to interact when someone does. Mm-hmm. It's okay to let someone know that that's not acceptable.
Right.
But you don't have to do it by elevating the problem.
No.
You can say, excuse me, was that necessary?
Right.
Right. That's just the simplest way to look at an asshole.
Yeah.
Right? And just look at him, make eye contact, and do that with your kid. Me and Brennan, have you experienced that with me, Brennan?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
Yeah, so like it's about, you got to show people how you want to be treated.
That's it.
Which is what makes it possible for me personally to be who I enjoy being.
Right.
Which is smiling Nate.
It's funny you said that because that's my mom always installed on us. Treat people how you want to be treated. And she will watch us. So it's basically like when we go out, we're getting graded by my mom. And if something's wrong, she'll pull us to the side and tell us what we did wrong.
Okay, so this is good. Mm-hmm. What you just said, though. Mm-hmm. Hold on.
Okay.
Treat people how you want to be treated.
Right.
Now, see, this is where I come in and I start to think, this is where I argue with that idea. And I agree with it, but I think there's a flip side to that. Show people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're always taught. I don't necessarily think she's wrong, because that's how a lot of good people taught. But they didn't teach me to respect myself first.
Right.
Don't let people get away with things and just act like it's okay. I'm not saying you have to elevate the situation to the point that you're fighting. Right? For instance, I was seeing this podcast, and they were talking about this Reddit post. I'm not into any form of social media. I don't follow these things, but I do love YouTube.
Right.
I consume a tremendous amount of content through YouTube. I love the platform. But they were talking about this Reddit subreddit. I don't know much about Reddit, but I thought it was funny because the name of it was called Noah Get the Boat.
Oh, wow.
Meaning shit in the world, has gone crazy. These are real stories where people are just losing their mind, and the stories are so bad that they're saying, hey, Noah, get the boat. The world's about to end. So that's what it means.
Wow.
So they were talking about these 2 people that were debating. Apparently this made the news, but I don't watch the news in that way. But they were talking about these 2 individuals that started fighting over their snow. They were across the street from each other, and I didn't see it. I heard all the audio, but it was 2 individuals that were yelling at each other, flipping each other the bird, calling each other pussies. Well, one guy gets his gun and he shoots the shit.
I saw that video.
So you seen the video.
Yeah.
So I didn't see it. And he shot the woman, I guess, point blank.
Yeah.
And then executed her.
Yep. He came back a second time to do
with
that.
an AR.
Yeah.
Went around, and so apparently killed the dude, went home, killed himself. I told that story because, what was we talking about to make me tell that story? But it was about...
You want to show people how they need to be treated?
Yeah. No, that wasn't a good example. I wasn't even referring to that. I'm talking about how things get out of hand.
Right. So if you don't show,
and if you can address it in the very first moment, if you can have enough self-respect to not let someone get away with it in a way that you didn't escalate, you say, well, that's unacceptable and good luck with your life.
Right.
You just go on with your life. But don't, if they have a problem with the way you shovel snow, avoid conflict at all costs. Unless they bring it to your doorstep, then you gotta fight. I was taught to fight back, not to respect myself first.
Yep.
And that happens through body language, the way someone takes up space for no reason when they're walking past you, right? So anyways, that's, I guess, that's where I was going with that. I can see how things, so people were saying, oh, they were fighting over snow. No. They were not fighting over snow.
No.
They were fighting over a series of nonsense things that were never addressed. Neither one had enough self-respect to let the other one just live their life. They had nothing going for them in life. These were miserable fucking human beings that just needed to feel something, whether it's anger or happiness. They didn't give a fuck.
No.
They just want to feel something. So creating conflict on Facebook, talking shit, trolling, whatever it is they needed to feel something, they would do it. And that's how I explain how something like that can happen. And it's just, it's fucking insane.
It's crazy.
But it's just, anyways, it all goes back to, I always talk about nipping shit in the bud.
Yep, you got nip in the bud.
Right then and there.
Or the song, know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em.
That's I've learned that song. I've been playing poker recently, and I guess I've been singing that little song a lot. I don't know if any of that made sense, but so I think I've beaten a dead horse at this point.
Oh, yeah.
You're just a little retarded. Me and you both.
That's why we get along.
No, there is something wrong with us. I mean, there is something wrong with us according to society. My whole life, people said, you're never going to be happy, Nathan, because I was always chasing something. Yeah. You go from one hobby to the next.
I hear the same thing.
Even to this day. For the longest, I thought, well, shit, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm a little retarded.
Right.
But I think I'm happy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I am, I am. I'm cool with it. If something's crossed in my wires, all I can say is, I wished you had it. I wished you was a little retarded too. Maybe the world needs a little more of that.
Right.
And I don't think it's that at all. I think it's that we were lucky. We were lucky and exposed to something.
Right.
And it's a desire to know more about something or someone or to more experience. Like, man, we get one fucking life.
That's it.
And we're going to piss it away in the same town.
I can't live in a circle. That's my hardest thing. Or a box.
What? I'm glad you said that. I was thinking about this today. We were talking about something with someone about how people migrated.
Yep.
No, we were talking about the Natchez Trace. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, Natchez Trace. Yeah.
So they were talking about there's wagon tracks, apparently. That the way he was describing it, they were 7 feet deep.
Right.
I'm like, that's some big ass wheels. Maybe it's a rut, you know what I mean, that swallowed it up. And he was talking about the amount of traffic that people used this path for, and it was they would go south and then head west. Like, that's how they got west. They'd go south first, and then they'd cross the Mississippi River and go west. And I thought, oh, okay, that's, avoiding mountains. And he was like, well, it's also better climates. And I thought, wow, man, people used to travel their ass off. They had so much desire to find a bigger, better place. They were always seeking something new.
Always. Yeah.
And then I started thinking about how mankind went from having dark skin to light skin, right? We were all dark. Yeah. And then the further we moved north into wider and wider climates, snow, our skin pigments change.
No, it does.
Right? To be able to absorb, our hand was the only thing seeing sun, our face. So it needed to absorb vitamin C, I guess. Is it vitamin D or vitamin C?
Vitamin D.
Yeah, thank you. Vitamin C. Sorry about that. And I'm a homeschool dad.
It's some orange juice.
So, yeah, vitamin D. So, the way we've evolved as a species,
Right.
you know, we're all humans.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And people think of us as a different race.
Right.
And I was thinking about it recently, like, no, we're the human race that has evolved based on our geographic location, like where we migrated to. We evolved based on our migrations. So we evolved to survive in our climates, right? Or what we were exposed to. And so I was thinking about all that.
Right.
And how the first human beings, their curiosity and their desire to like we are designed. We're a species to conquer. Not necessarily each other, but to conquer borders and boundaries. And
Oh, yeah.
I was just fascinated by the whole thing. And then I thought, here we are, 7 billion people. And I was watching a show. It was called The Pharmacist.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen
It's
it.
really, really good. And they were talking about the 9th Ward in Louisiana. Is it 9th Ward or 6th Ward? 9th Ward, right? And so this kid is going to prison for killing a guy.
Wow.
He was on the prison bus leaving the 9th Ward, and he's on this like overpass, and he hits him in that moment. He's 16 years old. This is the first time I've ever been out of my neighborhood.
That's sad.
16 years old, and he's looking at the city from the view of a bus, a prison bus, and it was the first time he had ever seen anything else. I have people that I grew up with in Summitville. They've never seen anything other than that town. They have no idea what's out there.
No.
And I'm just like, the fuck happened to us?
Right.
Why did we stop?
Yep.
Like, it blows my mind.
And I think if more people get out, they'll see more of what's going on in the world instead of listening to the news all the time. You get out there and you can see it, and you
The world's happy.
Yeah, you look at the world totally different. It's not what it's meant out, what it looks like on TV. It's not.
I think that's maybe, I've been so many places, not
Yeah.
near as many as you, but when my wife and I go places, our whole lives, ever since, like, we were fascinated with the culture.
Right.
And when I say culture, the next town over has a different culture.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We're tribes.
Like Murfreesboro to Nolensville. Yeah.
People like to say, "Oh, that's tribalism." It is.
Yeah.
We're tribalistic creatures, and that's just who we are. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why that's a bad thing, as long as we accept other tribes for who they are and their cultures. That's
And I
why
learned.
food is so fucking amazing.
Right. And their crafts and their art.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. But people are fucking, no, this is this way. You have to fucking, these are meathead Neanderthals. But yeah, my wife and I, when we go to a place, we want to be a part of that culture.
Yeah. I don't want to do the touristy things or the tourist attractions.
Yeah.
Send me where the locals go.
And
Let me hang out.
that's what me and Rebecca say every time we go somewhere. Where do the locals eat? You have obviously taken this to a whole nother level. Have you ever heard of a place called Dewey Destin's?
No, I haven't heard that.
Okay, well, I got you one. There's one place you're not familiar with.
Where's it at? Nah.
It's in Destin. Hey, can we take a quick break?
Yeah.
I got to pee.
Okay.
I'm having so much fun, by the way.
That's
Are you having a good time?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. So that's so awesome. You got a good relationship with your mom.
Oh, man. All
I
the
do
time.
too. Me and my mom too. Get your headphones.
Okay.
They ain't uncomfortable, are they?
No.
You look cooler with them, Mom.
Yeah, you know I'm used to wearing them. Truck drivers.
Yeah.
Got the microphone going.
Oh yeah. Oh, you do wear headphones like that?
Yeah, just like this. And I got a microphone that comes around.
Okay. So I don't know. I probably got 1,000 more questions. I only had one. I only wanted to go into what we went into, and man, I think I've milked that thing out.
Okay.
I was wondering, is there anything you had specifically you wanted to talk about, or did you have any concept of what tonight would be about? You want to talk about your journeys, and we kind of been doing that a little bit. We've touched on them, but man, I'd love to hear a good story, something, because I know you got something. I don't mean to put you on the spot either, and if it's something you want to come back to later, you can.
Right.
But if there's anything in particular you wanted to talk about,
I guess live your dreams,
Yeah.
Like when I was working at Nissan, I felt like I was trapped in a box. Even though I had a good job and it was paying the bills, everything was great. And I was still traveling a lot then.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, I'm still living in this box. I can't do this, And that's why I did the roller coaster thing. I started at the bottom, went up, and then I started coming back down. And I realized if I go back down, it's going to force me to get out of here because I know I didn't want to be there. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'm trying to motivate others that's in the same situation to get out and find your goals, live your dreams, And I'm trying to do it through the lens and show that, hey, I'm doing it now. You can do it too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Are you doing? Well, see, I still don't think you're even coming close. So that's what kills me about you is your potential.
Yeah.
All right. So I got this whole formula that I talk about all the time, but it's about expanding your potential.
Right.
And let me tell you, you're meant only because you want to do it.
Yep.
A food truck.
Yep.
I'm not going to give away your ideas.
Okay.
But it was such a good idea. When I found about it, I went out and bought the domain.
You sure
I literally went to Google. I was like, I'm buying that bitch.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Owner, this is yours. Tell me when you want it. I paid for it. Like,
Right.
I was ready. I didn't want anything to do with it. I was just so inspired by you as an individual and the concept. Yeah, if I could have been associated with it in any way,
Oh, yeah.
I would have been happy because just seeing you, because I knew you would be so successful at it. But you're scared.
Yep.
So it's a big investment.
Big investment.
But that's okay.
But it's getting smaller now.
What is?
The investment.
fear?
No, the investment.
It's getting easier or harder?
Easier.
Really?
Yeah. So I can talk about that too.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it then.
So one of the big advantages of me going to trucking and compared to Nissan, because like I said, I had a good job. I was like, man. So I looked at trucking. I ran the numbers for trucking. What trucking allowed me to do was to get out of my house. So
You don't have an apartment.
I don't have an apartment or a townhouse.
Dude, you're saving money.
So I got tenants now. So I'm renting out. I'm a property owner.
Oh, that's what I did my last time.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So I rented my house out. Therefore, I'm making income off of that. So then I got in trucking. Well, I don't have any overhead from the house, no electric bill, no water bill. Don't have to worry about groceries, none of that. I'm good. So I use that money to get out of debt.
Okay.
So I became debt free. So that freed up even more things.
So you just got a shit ton of capital sitting there waiting to be invested in something else.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm even more jealous of that. Like, now you're starting to piss me off.
So with that done, so Nissan, my mom was, I was always occupied. I was working, 8, 10, 12 hours a day, easy. If they wouldn't work longer, I work longer. But now with trucking, I have plenty of time to think. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And now I'm saving money. I'm traveling, seeing the world for free. And they pay me to do it. Like,
I hope the camera has been on him 90% of this time. Because just who you are just releases dopamine in people. Okay. So you've built this plan. You found this plan.
right.
You found this path. It's revealed itself by just saying, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do that.
Right.
And you never dreamt it could lead to here because you can't. I tell you what. It's a good example. I want to jump in here.
Yeah.
Which, you know me, I'm going to jump in.
All right.
So people daydream about what if, sometimes how,
Right.
maybe, all this bullshit. And they never take the first step. Because, you've heard your whole life the first step's the hardest. Well,
It is.
It god dang right it's the hardest.
I
And
was-
people are too chicken shit to even take any steps.
Right.
Because they try to visualize and project where it could end up. Well, your mind will self-sabotage you, and it will always end up in failure.
Yep.
100% of the time. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
I should drink something else. I love this, by the way. I just burp a lot.
Yeah.
Trying to do it on the microphone. So it will always result in failure. It's just the way it is. It's our ego that just we're going to second guess ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
So you just took the leap of faith and look, because life is going to find, it's like water.
Right.
Through a crack or through a river, it's going to find its way, and it's like life just pushes you left, it pushes you right, and
Yep.
it just works out as long as you're not totally resistant and you're open-minded to possibilities, and
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm just really good at saying, see what happens. So I heard it described this way: it's like entrepreneurship.
Yep.
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Entrepreneurship was best described like this. A true entrepreneur. I ain't saying someone that starts a business and is successful. That's a business owner.
Right.
But an entrepreneur gets bored and moves from one thing to the next. And, they don't tend to stick with something very long because they get bored. A lot of entrepreneurs. But a good description of an entrepreneur would be jumping off a cliff
Yep.
and figuring out how to build an airplane on the way down.
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah. And so that's kind of what you've been doing along this way. And through that process, you literally did the one thing that most 98% of all Americans can't do, which is get out of debt.
That's it. Yeah.
Like, I mean, how insane is that? Not on top of that, you found a tremendous amount of joy. And, I think there's a big difference between joy and happiness. Like I
Right.
was saying, I heard it described as happiness as these moments, and I think that's important.
Right.
We do things in life that provide happiness from time to time. But overall, I think you found a way to just find joy.
Yeah.
I could just see. I mean, just your fucking jaws every. You know, if I smile too much, my damn jaws start hurting.
That doesn't hurt.
He just permagrin.
No. Yep, that's it.
My God. So you're driving a truck.
Driving a truck.
Paid off all your bills. Rented your house. Townhouse, right?
Yep. Townhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts moving forward? Do you have any indication on where you want to go?
Yeah, I'm starting to get there. It's still like you said, going to Miami with no plans. Just see what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Best plans, no plans.
Best plans, no plans.
Yeah.
So I try to find ways to motivate myself.
Why haven't we done more shit together? Why haven't we taken like a man trip together?
We
You know
need
why?
to,
Because
yeah.
Miles.
Oh yeah.
He gets jealous. I'm your best friend.
He's probably jealous right
we
now.
are best friends. Nah, he ain't jealous. He loves you to death.
Yeah.
I think that what you and I should do is an experiment. I got that RV,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think we should. It's always full of gas. 100% holds 75 gallons. It's ready to go anywhere. We should fire that bitch up and flip a quarter. And you know what? That's funny because I did that with a buddy of mine.
Uh-huh.
His name's Nathan as well.
Oh, wow.
The two Nathans. And he's going through a lot in life, midlife. You know, just trying to find his way. Great guy, one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Right.
But we did this thing. He was over, and I was like, no. He calls me and said, I want a trip. I want to go out of town. I need you. Well, where do you want to go? I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I said, all right, well, let's flip a quarter. Heads, we go west. Tails, we go east. And flipped it. Well, we're going east. All right. So what's between here and, a day's drive? So we keep flipping quarters the whole way. So it takes us to Arkansas. And then the quarter took us to some national park in Arkansas, which I got to say is tiny. Whatever this park was, it was, what was it? It was the Hot Springs National Park or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So it was tiny. This park was tiny. It was free to, no, it wasn't free. It was damn near free. It was fucking beautiful.
Oh, man.
These river was, I literally backed my RV in, and there's a river 15 feet from the back of my RV. It was amazing. God dang it, I'm going to go ahead and tell this story.
Yep.
What was that guy's name? Brian? What was his name, Brendan? That guy I told you about on the motorcycle?
I have no idea. I really
All
don't remember.
So my buddy is going through some hard times, and he's not, I'll be honest, he wasn't fun to be around. Right? Not horrible to be around, but you're on this adventure, and I wasn't there to figure anything out. He was. And we had some really good times. We went riding in the Jeep, exploring, found this, literally just fucking flipping quarters right or left.
Wow.
We go right or left. And it was taking us to these amazing fucking places. And this undeveloped wildlife, muddy, no vehicles have been through, only like a dozer had been through. And we're going through these muddy ass hills.
Oh, man.
And we come up on these blackberry bushes. Tens of thousands, like you could fill up buckets, gallons of blackberries. It was incredible. Turn around, come back, having a great time. I went for a walk in the national park, and there's this guy walking towards me, and I say something. He's in these really short shorts, normal looking fella, and I just know his name's Brian. I forgot his last name. I actually have a picture of him. I don't know if I can tell this story because I wasn't prepared. This is something when I met this guy, I told myself, commit this to memory because you can write a fucking book about this guy. It was the most unusual human being I've ever met.
Wow.
So he walks past me and he speaks, I speak, but I was a little too open apparently because he stops me and he wants to start talking. And this fucking guy, within 45 seconds, I found out, whose phone? Is that your phone, Brennan?
I think it's my watch.
Oh, okay. No, you're good. You're good. I just thought it was Brennan's phone. Within 45 seconds, I found out this guy's worked for the NSA, the CIA.
Wow.
Every possible Secret Service hacker. I know he's lost. I know this guy's out of his fucking mind. But I also know that he believes everything he's saying. Everything. So I'm intrigued.
Oh, yeah, you just right there.
Hi. You got me tuned in. I got my headphones on. I'm there to hear this. I don't know where the story can go.
Right.
I'm talking 45 seconds.
Wow.
And I knew all this stuff. Now, out of all the delusional insanity, there was, I would say 50% of it was 100% truth. I could tell the difference between his reality. A lot of it was based in reality.
Right.
And a lot of it was fantasy. And we walked back to he's on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
He's got a laundry basket, bungee corded to his motorcycle.
Just-
Everything this human being owns, which he was from Texas. He was from this town in Arkansas originally, raised there. But he was living in Texas, and he had rode a motorcycle out there. And had this thing bungeed, all of his clothes, had a suit, had his whole suit where he was doing job interviews and shit, and everything is bungeed to this purple motorcycle. And it was, I remember, it was a Dodge, it was a Shadow, Honda Shadow, Yamaha Shadow, whatever, it was a Shadow. We hit it off, and I was like, he was like, he talks 7,000 miles an hour, even faster than me. And I was like, listen, man, we're going to go to town tonight and fight. COVID was strong, so there wasn't much going on. I was like, look, we're going to look for something to do. He said, well, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I can't drink. I was like, cool, we'll still have a good time. I said, I'll swing by and pick you up. So I go back to the camper, and I'm telling Nathan about this guy. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why are you inviting this person? So Nathan's uneasy. He doesn't feel good about it. And I was like, trust me, dude.
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking dick. Because he has the ability to be very transparent, my friend does. And I didn't want to scare this guy off because I was fascinated by him. But anyways, we jump in the Jeep, all three of us. We head to town. Hell, he brought his toothpaste, toothbrush, all kinds of shit.
Wow.
Like it's in the back of my Jeep. And he's spraying Dracar. Like covering himself in Dracar. You want something? Like, no, we're good. We're good. So we ended up going to this bar in, what's the town? Little Rock. I don't know what it was. It was a Springs, Hot Water Springs.
Hot Water Springs, yeah.
Whatever.
Bowling Springs.
Let me tell you, it was amazing. Wow. This bar that we went to, I was blown away. I thought another flip of the coin. I mean, we found so many incredible places that I want to go back. The food, the bartenders, the people. Oh, yeah. It's amazing. Long story short, I don't even know what happens to this guy other than I can't really remember. I can just say that we ended up having a great time. He didn't drink. He tried to make a really big scene because he didn't have identification. Oh, man. And I was trying to talk to him. I was like, God, that ain't how you communicate. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to be cool, man. And he was on the edge of snapping all the time, but I really enjoyed his company. I genuinely liked this guy. A part of me did feel bad for him because I know that he had OD'd on something. Right. And he was living in fantasy land, but I miss him. I would love to see the guy again because, I don't know, it was just an unusual thing. And I guess something about me enjoyed. I never would have ever let anyone make fun of him. Right. I genuinely was fucking blown away by this person. I would give anything if so his name was Brian. I don't want to even give his name on here, but I actually was so fascinated. I looked him up on Facebook, and I never sent him a friend request because I didn't know if it was absolutely crazy. Right. You know what I mean? He was getting out of my Jeep, and he goes, give this to your sons. Wow. It was a nutty buddy. Do you remember? I was like, there was a nutty buddy in the back of my Jeep. He wanted me to give it to my kids. Most people would have thought he was going to go out and murder us, but no, I was happy. I was fine around him, but that's where the quarter took us, flipping a quarter. I said all that to say, me and you, you probably don't want anything to do with me flipping a quarter and see where it's going to take us.
No, because it's funny you say that. My cousin lives by that. He's an entrepreneur. Does he? Yeah, business owner.
Okay.
And he says whenever he has a hard time making a decision, he always flips a coin. And he always tells me the same thing.
There's no wrong way.
No.
You just got to go a way.
Yeah, a way.
And life will just show you.
And
things
if you
will
don't know
happen.
it, figure it out. Like you said, life's going to show you.
I feel like life has bumpers, guardrails. Boom. Yeah, you get a little too out of hand, it'll suggest that you go back. But there's really no way. You could do the blind donkey thing, pin the tail on, just turn around in circles and take off. There's no wrong way. Just got to keep moving.
That's it.
And then you may, there's no telling where it'll end up. It's just, life's random.
That's right.
Okay. So, you said we could talk about it.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about food trucks. Yeah. Or we were talking about it, and excuse me, God dang, I don't mean to burp. We were talking about it ambiguously, but is it something you're still interested in doing?
Yeah, later on down the line. So.
Okay. So I think you need a food truck. I do. It's your passion for food, and I've never eaten your food. Right. It may suck.
Oh, man. No.
I honestly don't know. I was like, part of me was like, God, this guy has such good taste. Like, his palate's incredible, and I love to cook. And you have such good taste in food. I would have been devastated. It would have broke my heart if you couldn't cook. Right. I do believe you can cook. but I've never eaten your food.
But I take different palettes from different areas, different countries, bring it all together. Yeah.
I bet your spice rack and your seasonings are
man.
just
Everybody's
wild.
like, what are you doing with all this stuff?
you enjoy experimenting and yeah. So that's got to be an aspect of driving a truck that's got to be tough because you don't get to cook.
No. So I had to be very, very creative. I kind of do it like if I'm tailgating at a football game or going to camping. You know, that's how I cook now.
Do you drive the same truck? You have your own truck?
I'm on the truck.
Okay, so you can pack it like a big ass camper.
Yeah, so I can relate to the guy on the motorcycle. You know, the bunch
Yeah.
cords. That's how all my stuff's in that truck.
You know what you need? You need a discada.
What is that?
Discada.
Huh.
Well, it's called a Mexican walk,
Oh.
or it's actually it's a plow disc.
Yeah.
And I have one. I built mine for the Jeep. I mean, you can buy one that's for like 2 or 3 people. Be perfect for you. You know, the little green bottles that you get at
the propane?
Walmart. Yeah. So it's super easy to clean, and it's literally just a plow disc. You know what a plow disc is? Okay, so it looks like a plate. It's not a walk.
Okay.
It's like a walk's got high sides.
Right.
So it's just a nice curved round plate that you set on steel.
Yeah.
And it's a disc. That's what it is. It's a disc, a light bulb, and then you can cook anything. Literally, I've cooked
Oh man.
pancakes in it from stir fry. You can do it all. It's super easy to clean. You get it really hot, dump some water in it, and you're done.
Soups and
And
everything.
soups. Yeah, for one person. And it's really the type of thing that you cook hot and fast. It's not like, no, you could use the same burner if you have a pot.
Yeah.
And boil. Yeah, you can boil. But for the most part, the discada's used more for like hibachi style cooking.
Yeah. And fresh vegetables.
Yeah.
and
Oh
sauté.
my God. Yeah, it's incredible for that. I mean, you can't really bake with it or anything, but I'll show you what I've got, or we can look it up. But I think it'd be perfect for your truck.
Oh yeah.
Because I would pull into a place, break the discada out, and cook beside the RV. In 6 minutes, you've whipped up hibachi or steaks or whatever.
man.
Super, super convenient. We've cooked everything on it, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. It's amazing.
I don't really get Brennan involved enough.
Oh yeah, you bring him on out there.
I don't get him involved in the podcast enough. So what do you do in between being in the truck?
Sightseeing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you still have a motorcycle?
Oh, when I come back home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where do you store all your shit at?
My dad's house.
Okay.
So we still got the farm land we lived on, we grew up on. So it's
You grew up on a farm?
46 acres.
You son of a gun. You got to did y'all farm it? Or is it
We
just-
farmed it when I was younger.
Yeah, but now what do you do with it?
there's nothing, just empty land.
Is it in
so-
Antioch?
Yeah, Antioch.
There's farmland in Antioch?
Yeah, but everybody says that.
What the hell? That is incredible.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
Yep. So we got 46 acres. Our neighbor has 85, and then we got another neighbor next to us has 27. So that's a lot of property right there.
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
That's why you're so happy. You grew up on a damn farm.
Yeah, so I was real shy because I wasn't used to interacting with people coming
Yeah.
up because it's
Yeah.
just us on the farm.
Yeah.
And we didn't do like traditional neighborhoods or nothing like that. So we didn't have a lot of friends. It was just family.
Yeah.
There's 5 of us, the same age.
Well, that makes sense. Maybe that makes a little more sense. You wasn't homeschooled though, was you?
No, I went to school, and that's when I found out I was shy. I didn't know what shy was. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh, all these people, and I'm kind of freaking out.
Well, that's every kid, but every kid like owns it a different way.
Right.
Some kids figure out it's all tricks. We
I-
learn tricks.
So I got off the bus at school, and I come back home. It's like,
Felt good.
nature, deer running around, sunset, and ponds and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So you love the outdoors.
Oh yeah.
Man. Yeah, I say we so one night me and you was out in the Jeep
Yep.
doing some dumb shit.
That was fun.
We should do that again. I think we ought to hook the Jeep up to the RV
Yeah.
and flip a coin. I'm gonna tell you, it gets 6 miles to the gallon.
Ooh,
It ain't good.
that's about semi. I get 7.9.
Well, can you believe you get better fuel mileage?
The Jeep.
Yeah. No, the Jeep does pretty good. Jeep gets like 12 to 15.
Oh, you talking about the RV?
The RV.
Oh.
The RV gets 6.
So if you pulling in the Jeep, then it's
Even
less
with the
than that.
RV.
Yeah.
No. It
Oh,
still gets the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's same gas mileage. Let me tell you, I've hauled it all over Colorado, I don't know how many feet, 10, 12,000 feet
Yep.
elevation, 25 miles. I mean, just giving this thing all it had, thinking for sure I was going to blow up. Nope, hauled it all over the country. We're actually leaving at the end of June, and we're going to go west. Okay, you ever been in, you ever spent time in Amaretto?
Amaretto,
Panhandle?
Texas? Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, all right, so have you ever heard of a place called Coyote Bluff?
No.
You mother! I was going to say if you knew about it. So you got to go to Coyote Bluff
Okay.
in Amaretto, Texas. It is. You think of almost like, I don't know. I think of like Wile E. Coyote, shack, the best. Okay, so you walk in. I'll do my best to describe, but you walk into a very small building. It's not necessarily a shack, but it ain't far from it. And there's so much historical. It just feels incredible. This place has been there for 150 years is what it feels like. But you walk in, there's a bathtub right in the middle of the bar, and it's full of beer. Mounding with ice and just every beer you can imagine. You just walk up and grab a beer out of it. And these burgers are, I would love to show a picture of one. I'll show you before I leave. Okay. But the greatest burgers you've ever had in your life.
Wow.
I don't even know how to describe them. So we are literally planning our whole trip around timing it to where we can be in Almaretto at noon the next day. So that's how important this place is. It was incredible. Wasn't it, Brennan?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, awesome. He loved it. It was crazy. So we'll go there. Then we're going to go through New Mexico because I'd met some people that had broke down. His name was Joe and his lovely wife, Lorenza. I can't pronounce her last name. It's like an Italian name. But we were coming up through New Mexico, and this guy walks up asking to borrow my phone. His RV had broke down. He had a big ass, he had a bigger one than mine. It was a diesel pusher. And I was like, what's wrong? He said, it's leaking water. I was like, well, maybe I can fix it. Sure enough, I was able to fix it in 30 minutes and followed him all the way back to his town, and we just became friends. We still text to this day.
Man.
Just a wonderful human being. And he invited me to come stay in New Mexico. What's the town in New Mexico? Starts with an A. Big balloon festivals.
Albuquerque,
New Mexico. Yeah. So, we're going to go there, and then we'll head up through Arizona. You ever spent time in Sedona?
No, I haven't been to Sedona yet.
You've been to Arizona, though.
I've been to
Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah.
Okay, so
and
you got to go to Sedona. You got to go to Sedona.
Yeah.
Flagstaff would probably be scary in a big truck because the way to get there is this insane mountainous road. I'm a little nervous about going up there pulling the RV.
I think I've done Flagstaff.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you go? So from Sedona to Flagstaff is this insane, crazy. Well, then did you? So you've been to Sedona, or did you have to? Through. You went around. Okay, yeah. So Sedona's amazing. That whole area is amazing.
The whole area, yeah.
The big red rocks.
Oh yeah, and the scenery is just
Well, the reason why we own a Jeep is because of Sedona. We got there.
You could drive through there, yeah.
Well, we rented one. Yeah, we rented a Jeep in Sedona, and I was like, when we get back to Tennessee, I'm buying a Jeep.
That's what I need to do while I'm out there.
Buy a Jeep, rent a Jeep.
No, rent a Jeep, yeah. Oh.
I wish you could schedule your time to be out there when I'm out there.
I can. Just let me know.
You think you can be out there at the same time? You think you can do you get to do that? Do you get to kind of plan where you want to go?
That's another.
You get to take. Stop it.
Yeah.
Well, this is way better than I thought. Then.
So whenever I want off, or if I need off, I just give them a zip code to where I want to go, and they'll get me there.
Can I? I wonder if I should go back to driving a truck. They'd kill me at Nissan.
Yes, sir.
I wonder if it's got to be pretty decent living.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah.
The only thing about it is, if I had a family, it'd be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm away from home a lot. So I've been out since Christmas, and I'm just not coming home now. 2 months later. So.
God.
Yeah.
Miss your family, huh?
Yeah. Well, not this time. It's getting easier.
Well, with FaceTime, do you have an app called Marco Polo?
No.
Oh, it's like a cool little app. You can missing somebody, you want to talk to somebody. You send a video message. Hey, blah, blah, blah. And it's pretty cool.
Wow.
It's a pretty cool way to communicate. I do it with my family.
I need to do that.
Yeah, it's called Marco Polo. And the free one, it's kind of an expensive-ass app, but the free one's fine.
Okay. Yeah,
just a good way. Me and my mom been keeping in touch like that because I get to see her.
Yeah.
That's what makes it nice.
Yeah, I love that. So I FaceTime my mom, my dad sometimes.
Yeah, but the problem is if they ain't available.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? So that's the cool thing about Marco Polo. You can just hit the app, record what you're going to say. There's no taking it back. Whatever you say, whatever you do, it's there.
Wow.
And it gets sent. And then when they have time, they can watch it. It's a convenient way to communicate.
That's
so
awesome.
You can send long messages. It's really nice. Me and my sisters use it. Yeah, it's nice. Well, shit, man. You traveling the world. There's so many places.
Yep.
I don't know where we're going to go from here, but I would love to plan a trip.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we can get Miles.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. And Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a small group. I would love to do a guys trip. Huh?
Andre. Yeah.
Oh shit, man! Yeah. I remember you used to came out on the boat. We had a sailboat.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that was fun. Good group of guys, and I think that's why I'm not completely miserable, but I don't have coworkers in the way that I used to.
Me either. Yeah. So I'm missing that part of life.
Community and friendship, and man, call me anytime. If I can answer, I'll answer.
Cool.
Stay away. Find a way to keep in touch. Yeah. Let's get something planned. Let's put something on the books soon.
Yes, sir.
So what else we got?
Next, I'm trying to become a millionaire. That's my next
I was just
project.
reading your shirt.
Yeah.
Next gen millionaire.
Next gen millionaire.
Why you want to do that?
So the next gen is like next generation millionaire.
Okay.
And I was like,
Did you make that shirt?
I made that shirt.
I can tell.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, I want to challenge myself to try to become a millionaire. Like, even if
Okay.
it's 9 to 5 millionaire.
Yeah.
That's what I'm working on now.
No, I think that's easy
Yeah.
to do, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that. That's easy. It's,
Oh,
I mean, it's a hustle, but why do you want to do it? Just a personal challenge.
Just so I can do.
Financial freedom.
Yep.
Yeah, because you don't live by money. Money don't really rule you.
No.
You like a few nice things. You got a Harley.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got toys.
I got toys, yeah. Just brought a slingshot Friday.
What's that?
I brought a slingshot Friday.
What's that?
The motorcycle car.
Get the fuck out
Yeah.
of here. The 3-wheel thing?
Yep.
My God.
I'm not, you know me.
Oh my God. How do you date being on the road?
I can't.
Like, is there any apps?
Yeah, they got Tinder and that's another one out there, Bumblebee, I think. But
Yeah. So do you try to do any dating, or do you just meet them face to face? I feel like you're a face to face guy.
Face to face guy. I
Yeah.
tried the Tinder thing. And
Yeah, but
it's
you're
like,
leaving broken hearts all over the country.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of mad chicks out there.
Right.
Poor girls. You're like a damn modern day cowboy.
Yep. But it's crazy, man. Like some days I end up in Vegas on the strip, park the truck, and I walk
Yeah.
right down the strip. I'm like, this is freaking nuts. Like any other time I'd be at work, get off work, and I'd be at home
Yeah.
ready to cook something. But here I am
Yeah.
in Vegas. No, people pay to come here. And
Yeah.
I'm here for free.
Yeah.
It's just unreal.
Yeah. I parked my RV in Memphis in
Yeah.
an empty parking lot. There was a bunch of cops there, and they were worried about riots breaking out.
Oh man.
I was like, hey, y'all gonna be here for a minute? And they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, but I don't think you ought to leave that RV there. And I was like, man, I'm just here to get some ribs, and I'm about to bounce. I ain't here for long. They're like, good luck.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But that's the thing I was saying earlier about, the news. It's like it seems so big on the news, but once you go there, it's like one little area in each little town. It's,
Man,
Yeah.
the smallest groups have the loudest voices.
yeah.
That's the way it's always been. And well, I mean, okay, so you brought up the media, and I mean that's something we can definitely talk about. I was actually right before you got here. I was gonna say, do you even watch the news?
I still keep up with it.
Yeah, but do you actually follow like mainstream media? I was listening to this Bill Burr. You know who Bill Burr is?
Yeah, I heard Bill
Comedian.
Burr.
So I was literally, when you came here, I was listening to his podcast highlights, and he was talking about, I think, however he talks, but he was talking about, I think they should. Okay, so you got some mainstream media trying to have other mainstream media shut down.
Right.
He's like, shut them all down. These 24-hour no news networks should
Yeah.
all be shut down. He said, what's wrong with your local news? They got a
love
feel-good story at the end of the night. You get the news,
Yeah.
and that's it. It's not your whole life.
Uh-uh.
But these 24-hour news networks are so desperate to have something to talk about,
And want to be the first one to have it.
and it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. It's all. I watched the Richard Jewell story. It was it's like 2 stories in one. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I ain't heard that.
It's funny that all these things, Netflix is great. There's a side of Netflix that I love because there's so much information on there. And yes, I know that once a media company or Hollywood gets a hold of it, they do manipulate it. But the core was there, like Ted Kaczynski,
Yeah.
the Unabomber. I learned a lot about that. But the Richard Jewell was accused of being the 1996 Olympic bomber.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, he was a security guard, and yes, it was definitely very Hollyfied, very manipulated. They did a good job though finding an actor that looked like the real Richard
Right.
Jewell. But the reality was it was actually another bomber from North Carolina, Murray, North Carolina, named Eric Rudolph.
Yeah, I remember that name. Yeah.
So I know that we heard about it. The point is that I'm saying that these news networks are so desperate for a story, they destroy people's lives.
They do.
And it's so sad. But anyways, if you do get a chance to watch that story, it's pretty damn good. But it's called a Manhunt Game Hunter, whatever it is.
Huh.
But it was pretty good. I went back and read all the truth.
Right.
I was about halfway through, and I thought, is this true? Is this true? And I'm the type of person that pauses it and like, bullshit. And I start Googling, and I'm not good at overlooking nonsense, but, we get what we get. But
Oh, yeah.
I try to educate myself along the way and find out what's truth and what's not. But the one thing I thought was really interesting, the news reporter, and I don't know how accurate this is, but it was in Atlanta. Her name was Kelly something. I can't remember. But she is the one that ran with the story and said the FBI is investigating Richard Jewell as a suspect, yada, yada. So the entire country became obsessed with the story and Richard Jewell. And they were just looking for one thing after another to create a story about, but it was all coming out of Atlanta Journal.
Yeah.
And this one woman is that people don't worry about the facts. They worry about having some facts that they can manipulate and talk about. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how you can say something two different ways. You can say the same thing, but with the inflection that you end with has two different meanings. One's a question, one's a statement. Right? So, I want to go. Right? Those are two different statements.
Right.
And they've learned how to manipulate the English language in a way that benefits some and destroys others. Anyways, the whole thing was awful, but the poor girl, she ended up dying of in the movie they made it sound like it was heroin, but it was morphine.
Oh, man.
And I think the guilt fucking kills people, and the guilt of publicly convicting an innocent person to suit your story, to sell more papers. That's something you got to live with the rest of your life. And some people do a pretty good job of going through life and dealing with guilt. But I think overall it shortens people's lives.
I think so,
which
too.
is why I think somebody like you is going to live forever.
Oh, hey, I hope so.
You're 100-year-old. You're like the 88-year-old guy I was talking about today.
And I want to be that guy, Yeah.
Not that I want to live forever,
Yeah,
but I want to be productive. I want to be a productive member of society and genuinely happy and share my life. And that's one thing about you. At some point, your desire for sharing it's got to come sometime. I don't think it's possible, only because I don't see how it could be possible that you could maintain this level of happiness without sharing it with a family.
Right. I got to have family.
So you do think about it.
Yeah.
So these long truck drives, do you think about kids?
Oh, yeah.
Wife?
Yeah, and I got I'll say maybe 2 years. I think I'm going to.
How do you put a time on it?
You can't really put a time on it.
Come on. Yeah. So are you resisting? Are you telling me you're resisting all these? Okay. So I never thought about this, but you're telling me that you're resisting any potential candidates for 2 more years.
It's going to be tough.
I think this. Mm-hmm. When you have options, that's good. Mm-hmm. I talk to my kids about spinning plates. Yeah. That'd probably piss off a lot of people, but the truth is it's what everybody's doing, whether they know it or not. At least the smart ones are. Mm-hmm. Because the more potential you have I don't mean a variety so much as the more potential you have to be friends with, let's just say, friends. Mm-hmm. The more friends you have, the less desperate you are, the less annoying you are as a friend.
Right.
If you only have one friend, you're going to drive that motherfucker crazy.
Yeah, you are.
Same thing goes with dating. Mm-hmm. Women and men, you need options.
Yep.
You need a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday date. Mm-hmm. And they don't have to fall on those days, but you need a variety. Mm-hmm. And then you dedicate Friday or Saturday to your friends, maybe Sunday, and then Friday or Saturday could be dedicated to meeting someone new.
Right.
All I'm saying is that I think it's really important to have a variety of options in life.
That's how I live too.
Yeah, it was the only reason I met my wife. Mm-hmm. I was only friends with everybody. I loved them all, don't get me wrong. Right. I loved everybody I ever met, but I was also smart enough to say, but I'm young and I'm stupid and I don't know what the fuck I want in life.
But you're figuring it out as you go. You learn what you want. You learn what you don't want.
Oh, man, by dating them all?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing if they're smart. But if you ever put yourself in a position by only dating 1 or 2, most of the time they just date 1 because it's the only option. And then if they don't commit to that one, the one says, well, fuck it, I'm moving on. And then you get desperate and you marry that one. Yeah, you can have a life, you can have kids, and that's what typically happens. But if you have a variety and that one says, well, I want to get married, well, I want to wish you luck.
Right.
I don't mean it in a negative way, just good luck. Mm-hmm. Wish them luck. And they go off and find their true love. And then you keep going until you find someone that really is compatible.
That's right.
And I just don't see you. I couldn't imagine you passing up someone that was right. I don't see how you would hold them
no.
off. See, when I met Rebecca, my wife, I had no intentions.
Yeah.
But when I met her, I was obsessed.
Yeah.
And I could tell that story. I've never told that story on here, but go ahead. How are you going to pass it up when you meet the... Sorry, I don't mean to burp again, but I don't believe in the one.
Yeah.
But I believe there is one, maybe 20, that could benefit you, but they are rare.
Right. And if I meet that one, I will.
Well, I say they're rare because you're rare. As an individual, you're rare, and so you really need to date a lot of different people to understand.
Where?
Yeah, what is your interest? What are you interested in? What do you like the most? And usually, if you're really smart, you're thinking about, well, would he or she be a good father?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Good partner. Good, because you're a business partner at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Your parents. You do a lot. It's more than just love and sex, and there's a lot more to it.
Your money and your credit. And
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. What is your goals in life? Now, what are you trying to reach?
But so you have you're attempting to hold off for 2 more years.
I'm attempting. Yeah.
Yeah.
COVID's making it easy. I'll give it that.
Have you got on a date with a girl wearing a mask?
No, I haven't done it yet.
I was imagining people going out and a girl or guy wears a mask. I thought, my God, that'd be so weird.
And being single is harder because you can't see the girl. Like, you see her face, you see her eyes, but you can't see her.
Yeah.
Her mouth.
But you haven't gone on a date?
No, no.
Okay.
I haven't done nothing.
Oh, shit. You still meeting people?
You're still meeting people.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, shit. Yeah. I wish you the best. How old are you now?
38.
38. So you're still young.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, about 40.
That's what I'm thinking about. 40.
That's a good
15,
age.
so.
I got started really young, but let me tell you, I was very driven.
Yeah.
At 16 years old, I was on a mission. My old man just kind of beat into my brain. You're the last. You're the last of the Carroll bloodline.
Yep.
You're the last that can reproduce, which wasn't quite true, but I didn't know I had cousins. We didn't know. My dad didn't know his brother was alive.
Wow.
They thought he was dead. And that's a whole nother story. I'll tell it another time. But neither one of them, come to find out, my one cousin lives in Houston. My other cousin lives in Finland. And they both ended up with girls.
Dang.
So I was the last, and I ended up with 3 boys. So I did get to carry on So my dad just kind of, I wouldn't say pressured me, but it was an honor. He built it up to a point that I was on a mission to find a wife or whatever to have offspring with. And, man, I went through a shit ton of them to find my beautiful, unbelievable. I got lucky. I got so fucking lucky. My
Right.
wife is so amazing and beautiful. I would love for her to come on the podcast, but she won't do it.
Oh, man.
No, she won't do it. She'll be that mysterious person forever.
That's all right, then.
Well, how long we been going, Brennan?
An hour and a half.
That's a good time.
Yeah, good time.
You
Yeah.
feel good?
I feel great.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, whatever
Is
you
there
wanna do.
anything else we want to talk about? We don't have to wrap it up. I'm just saying,
Okay.
you got anything else you want to cover? Is there anything you want to regret? I still want to hear a good story if you got one.
I'm trying to think of a good story.
You got any good trucking stories? Chicks flash their boobs at you a lot?
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Don't fucking lie. They really do.
They really do. Yeah, they really do.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Sometimes I be half asleep. You zone out sometimes. You thinking, you just driving. And
You ever
look
fell
over.
asleep?
Yeah.
How scary is that?
That's scary as hell.
Oh my God!
If you think alarm
trucks-
clock scares the hell out of you, fall asleep in that truck.
Oh my God! Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
almost shit myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's easy. I mean, it could be broad daylight. It could be
I
around
know.
lunchtime.
Yeah.
And you just zone out. And that truck just...
What's your CB handle?
Oh, I don't have one yet.
You got a CB?
Yeah, I got a CB.
You talk on it?
No.
People don't talk on CBs much anymore.
No. I think I got tired of the noise,
Yeah.
It's all negative.
Oh man, that's fucking toxic. It's
Yeah.
like CB is like modern day Twitter, from what I understand. I've got a CB radio on my Jeep, but nobody talks on it. But it's still good form of communication because you can get like emergency signals. And then I've got like a GMRS radio that I can communicate long distance.
Oh, yeah.
CB is such a short distance radio.
Yep.
So no CB handle.
No CB handle.
Okay.
No.
Damn it.
No.
So you seen boobs, you fell asleep. What
Yeah.
else you got?
The most amazing thing I've been to was Prince's house.
Get
The
outta
singer. Yes.
Well, when you said Prince's High, I didn't think you meant Harry.
No. That'd be cool
There's
too.
no other Prince, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Man, what? So
Man.
where's his house at? In L.A., California? Where is it?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Minnesota.
So I took a trip there and went to visit his house, and it's just
Oh
amazing.
shit! You went inside?
Yeah, went inside.
No kidding.
Yeah. His security team's still there. They still working the doors, just like it was if he was there. They built a museum in there now, so you can go in and take a tour. And just to see his mindset and his brain behind everything, he had his hands on everything.
Well, I've done a tremendous amount of research.
Mm-hmm.
You can go down YouTube rabbit holes.
Yeah,
And God, what a fascinating dude.
he was. Yeah, yeah. I learned so much. Just like
I'm not envious of him.
no.
I think people like him are tormented.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
with the abilities they have and their level of curiosity. Elon Musk.
Yeah.
You know, these people that just can't shut it down.
No.
I feel like sometimes I can't shut mine down, and so
Yeah.
I think you can go too far with it. But so, what's your favorite place you visited? What's your favorite state?
My favorite state would be Salt Lake City, Utah, probably.
I've never been.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Why is it so good?
Just the ambiance is clean, really clean too. So imagine walking through downtown in a major city, and you
Yeah.
see the outline of the mountains around the city with snow in it, snow-capped mountains.
Okay, sounds good. So I text my wife. I can look through my text messages. I text her and I said, "Would you consider moving to Utah?"
Yeah.
Literally, that's where I've been.
Wow. It's,
I was looking for like industrial, like what could I do? I can sell videos. I can do commercials. I can do all kinds of shit. She's a nurse. She can do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking for something.
right.
So it sounds encouraging to hear Salt Lake City. I've never been that far north in Utah though.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I should check it out this year.
Oh yeah. Check it out.
We were just going to go to Moab.
Yeah.
That's as far as ways we're going to go because we're going to do the Jeep thing.
And I've been all the way up to Washington State up there.
So I've never been to Washington. The furthest I've ever been is Rapid City, South Dakota,
Wow.
which was pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
The wind was 80 miles an hour.
And if you ever drive down Iowa 80, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I have.
amazing.
80 west?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going 80 west, and the wind was blowing 80 miles an hour. And the only way I could keep up with people was semis that had more power than me, because the trailer I was pulling was way too big. And they would get on the interstate, and I would try to time it to where I could draft right off the rear end. I would get within inches.
Yeah.
And, dude, I could let off the throttle and just
It
cruise.
pulls. Yeah.
They did not like it.
No.
Oh, my God. I know they could feel me back there, and
Yeah,
they'd hit the
just move the
brakes.
truck. Yeah.
Oh, it just pissed them off. But, man, luckily the wind was blowing eastbound. I was westbound. If it would have been a side wind, I couldn't have kept the truck in the road.
No.
I had it to the floor
Yeah.
and could not go the speed limit. But on the way home, I went all the way to Rapid City, South Dakota, dropped off the trailer, and blew my ass home. Didn't even go to Mount Rushmore. Didn't see none of
Oh,
it.
man.
I was an idiot. Stupid.
That's still on my list too, Mount Rushmore.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been through South Dakota a couple times and haven't made it up there yet.
What a wild, desolate place, ain't
Yeah,
it?
it is. Yeah.
When I got there, the sun was coming up, and I was like, what is this around me? It was the most
huge.
incredible. So going west, I'm addicted with going west.
Right. Oh, me too. I like out west and the scenery more
I
than
can't.
I do at East Coast. Yeah.
Part of me was really torn. I was like, there's nothing here. You couldn't survive out here.
No.
But there's something inside of me that is drawn there that I can't describe. I don't know what it is other than it feels like hope.
Yeah.
Hope in the way that the world's not overpopulated. There's still places left. I kept seeing these roads, FR 298 and 17.
Yeah.
FR this. And I was like, what the fuck is this FR road?
Yeah.
It's Fire Road. And they're everywhere.
That's what that stands for.
Yes, and it's public land.
Yeah.
So we're in the middle of Arizona, and you don't think when you think of Arizona, maybe when I think of Arizona, I think of Phoenix, I think of, a handful of places.
Right.
I don't think of it being the surface of the fucking moon.
Yeah.
And it is that.
It
so
is.
we're just driving along in my wife's Pathfinder, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to see where this road goes. And we're in the middle of nowhere. And we drove forever. And there'd be glass bottles, and it was just gravel. And we drive, and we drive. And I know I'm going towards the Grand Canyon. I just knew the Grand Canyon was that way.
Oh, yeah.
And there was nothing. I was like, fuck it, let me throw the drone up in the air. So I throw the drone in the air, and as far as you could see in any direction, nothing. And it made me feel good.
Yeah.
It was odd. It was just weird. I would be so happy out there.
And the sound, it's like crystal clear. Like you don't hear anything.
The stars.
Yeah, the stars are right there.
No
And
one
you see
can,
the shooting stars. Yeah.
so we were in Moab and we were taking pictures, long exposures of the night sky. You don't just see stars, you see galaxies.
Galaxy. Yeah. Yeah. You see it.
It's fucking retarded. It's almost like a psychedelic trip, which I've never had, but I would have to imagine if you spent enough time just staring at those stars, you would get high off of it.
Oh yeah.
It's insane, man.
And I drove overnight a lot of times through those areas. Wyoming, there's another one, Montana.
Okay, it's funny.
Yeah.
Wyoming, I was looking at land for sale. It's like $125,000 for 40 acres in the middle of Wyoming, and it's completely surrounded by 1 million acres of public land. Perfect. No neighbors.
Yeah.
And the nearest town was about 35 minutes away and had a population of 75 people.
Wow.
And I'm like, Rebecca, look at this. I don't know why I want that.
Right.
I have no idea why I want that.
I think it'd be pretty cool.
I do too. I wished I could just go out there and get out of my fucking system so I can go out there and be like, well, this sucks. Let's go back to Tennessee. I just need to get that shit out of my system.
Right. It wasn't mine. I'll pull the truck over. I'll stay there all night, or I'll get out and just sit there, turn everything off, just listen. Damn. It's peaceful. I had a video recently in Nebraska where I was in the middle of the interstate.
There ain't shit in Nebraska.
And I recorded it all direct with no cars coming
You pulled
in,
over on the side of the road?
and walked in the middle of the interstate. And it was
No
just-
shit.
Yeah, I had my phone up and recording.
Okay, listen. Dude, you got to think about this. We'll talk about this off air, but I got to get you set up with a camera and start recording.
Yep.
If it's shit, it's shit. Don't put it out.
Right.
Send it to me. Let me see what I can do with it. Let me see if it's any good. I ain't going to put anything out that's embarrassing because
Right.
we're going to judge the shit out of our... Like, dude,
Yeah, we
if I had
got
to watch all this, I probably would never do it again because we're our worst critic. I mean, we're our biggest troll, you know? So I think that you should set a fucking camera up and do your vlogs, trucking vlogs, fucking trucking Terry.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just whatever you want to come up with and just bullshit. Talk about your ideas. I just think people would enjoy hearing you because... Fuck, whatever you have to say is going to be laced with some happiness.
Yep.
And man, there's just so much misery in the world.
It is. It needs something
Or it
positive.
seems like there is. That's because that's what's reported. I think the truth is that the world's overall genuinely, it's complicated, but overall it's good.
Yeah.
The world is
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
And I just think, you know, there's so much bullshit there's so much fake happiness in the world. These vloggers,
Yeah.
these they're just
Instagram.
full of shit. But I don't think you can. I guess you can fake being happy, and children will believe it,
Oh yeah.
and very shallow people will believe it. But the people that you're trying to attract will see right through it very quickly.
Oh yeah.
The bullshit and be like, no, this is a fucking good dude. This is a guy that's just out here doing what he wants to fucking do.
Yeah.
And I think it's a way to just document. It could be a podcast.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, it's just a way to document your thoughts on the road because, man, you're having thoughts that you will never have again.
No.
Not in that way.
No.
So you have an option to just hit record and talk about something that can be documented and transcribed into words, whether it be an idea for a new business, something you want to say to your mom, you know, that thing, you know, your whatever your fantasy is, like you can just put it on video.
Right.
And that video can be converted to a photo, can be converted to transcripts. And I just think it'd be good because I think you have a lot to offer the world, and I just don't think there's enough of you out there.
No.
There just isn't. That's the truth. I mean, I was going to say I don't write.
Right.
I'm not a writer.
Not me either. Yeah.
And if people make it this long, I'll kind of end with this if you want to end. But I had gotten to know you maybe a year or two, and only because I was in maintenance and you were in production,
Right.
and you were so helpful.
Yeah.
You weren't a cocksucker.
No.
You were like, Nathan's what I think's what I know. And as a maintenance guy, I sense really quickly when a production worker, because there's this battle between the two, and I'm always trying to mend that, you know,
Right,
because we
right.
really need production.
Yeah.
Because production knows what it's supposed to sound like, fucking smell like.
Yeah, you're-
like
it's
you
right
know
there.
every
Yeah.
detail. Like the mechanic is in a way like a doctor, and a doctor only knows what the patient tells us.
Yep.
Okay, so a good doctor knows to listen to the patient. It's just the way it is.
That's it.
You give us a list of symptoms. We take those symptoms and say, okay, based on these symptoms, it indicates that this could be the potential root cause.
Yep.
And we investigate that.
Yep.
But without a good list of symptoms, we're kind of lost. We're
Down
just
for
winging it.
hours. Yeah.
So it's up to a maintenance guy to really build a relationship with an operator, and it's up to an operator to build a relationship with a maintenance guy. And so we just always had a good connection. And I'd been thinking a lot about you, and I'm always thinking about what the world's missing.
Right.
And I hadn't known you but a couple years, and one night I get to writing.
Yep.
I get drunk is what it was. I got drunk and I'm sitting there just writing on my phone, and I show my wife. I was kind of emotional about it because I know it sounds like I'm jerking you off here, but
No.
I'm telling you, there's very few people in the world that are like you. And if I'm being honest, I know there's very few people like me, and there's very few people like everybody is amazing and special and is an individual. But man, people that just kind of feel good to be around
Yep.
are fucking rare. So anyways, I wrote this whole thing, and I was telling my wife, I was like, do I sound crazy? And I thought, if I'm sober, I would never post this. And I
Right.
posted it. I actually wrote something and posted it, and the next day I thought, oh my God, what was I thinking?
Right.
You know, because you didn't know me.
No.
You didn't know shit about me. And it was something about, I wish there was more people like fucking Terry.
Yeah.
You know, and for a while I thought, man, this guy's going to think I'm fucking insane.
No.
But a part of me was trying to embrace being insane and just being like, fuck it. They don't like it. They don't like it. I don't give a shit. You know, that's what the world's missing, just being honest.
That's it.
And anyways, I'm glad I didn't weird you out.
No. You weird me out.
It had to be a little bit weird, though.
No. Because I knew you coming from. It was genuine and everything.
It was, although I was drunk, and that's what I love about alcohol. You get the truth.
Oh yeah.
Man, I've had a really good time.
Oh, me too, man.
I don't want to milk it out forever because I think we were as fucking random as you can possibly be tonight.
Oh yeah. It didn't work.
Think so? I don't think I did a good job of keeping my fucking mouth shut. I think I told so many stories, but you stimulated so many ideas and thoughts and memories, and
Oh yeah.
I guess I got a lot of memories.
Oh man.
I've had a lot of experiences.
Oh, you should have.
I want to hear more about yours, though. We'll save it for another podcast.
Sure. Nah.
You think you're willing to come back on?
Oh, for sure. I'll
have a
bring
good
some
time?
pictures and stuff. Yeah.
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 Next time we'll do pictures and we can post it in the video.
Yeah.
Terry, episode 18.
Episode 18.
Man, thank you so much. I'm genuinely so happy.